It's okay. Miko here again. I've stopped here, and this is quite an interesting story. This is called the Crook Inn, and this place was a hotel restaurant. Now it's been going since 1604, built in that era, as we can see. Now the building is quite finished now, to be honest. It has dwellings at the back here, and the kitchen area, a little outhouse over here, and so on. But the thing about this place is people are fighting for it round about this area, you know, so it's quite a nice sort of place. I've seen pictures, I'll show you them just now, but there's pictures here where bikers and all sorts of folk have rallied round to save the place, because apparently they can't get grants or anything. So you can see the build of the thing starting to give away, the extension there. But the problem we're having is that they can't get funding to get the place back up to scratch again, which is a bit of a shame. So here we have some pictures of fun days here that they've had to raise money, and here's some of the old pictures here of it back in the day. An old stamp, as you can see. So it was a nice dwelling once upon a time, and that's a picture from across the road as you look at it. So apparently they've all been trying to help it out and sort something out, and they've got trying to get planning permission to revitalise the place. This is what they're hoping it would look like if they got planning. And that's the other side of the house that we haven't been to yet, but that's kind of what they want. So this is the Save the Crook. Generation of visitors to the Crook Inn may have found memories of striking glass-fronted Crook Inn situated in the scenic hills of the Scottish borders, Tweedsmuir, on the A701, which used to be the coach road from Edinburgh to the borders. The hotel is famous for the 1930s Art Deco toilets and the Willie Whistles bar, named after the poem that Robbie Burns wrote while drinking in the original inn. So Robbie Burns drank here. There you go. Then we have different campaigns that have been going on. Save the Crook Inn campaign newsletter, and another. So they've done charity events here. These are all the people that have been doing all different kinds of charities for it. Reception of the old place. I'll try and get a look in the window. These are just some of the people that were you know, raising money to try and save the place. I was telling you about the bikers. There they are. So that looks like they've tried to get lottery funding to try and save the place, but a lot of these have been up here now for quite some time. 2015 seemed to have been a good year for them, but yeah, it's a damn shame, to be truthfully honest with you. A damn shame. So these look like 60s building windows. There is a section here, but I don't really know if you can actually get in to see. I don't think you can see very much in there. It's all damp and Art Deco doors. But you know, I can understand why people would want to save it, of course. You know, it's been here for thousands of years almost. It's outlived quite a lot of us, to be honest. A typical farming building. Now, if you remember when we looked at that photograph before, this building was white. There again, it could just be the way the light was hitting off the building and how the photo's looking, but it is quite a shame, to be truthfully honest with you. You know, with a building of this stature. So I'd imagine that must have been the front door, probably in the days when Rabbie Burns walked in. I don't think it probably had that extension at the rear, because it looks like an extension. And the camera up the top there. And here we have the side of the building with all the Art Decos. I mean, that wouldn't probably take much to sort out, to be honest. You know, you could get a professional glazer in and sort all that out and repaint them all and what have you, but it looks pretty gone. You know, the building's pretty wet and damp. I don't know what they could do with that. They maybe have to try and dry it out and do something with it, I don't know, but again, it is a shame for a building of its stature. So this is the view of what's at your front door. I don't even know if somebody could buy the place, but it must be worth a few bob if it's. And I would imagine it has to be listed. I mean, if it's been going since 1604, it's got to be listed. So it's not like it can be knocked down. And it's a shame about these buildings, because all that happens is they just lie there and they get absolutely ruined. They just deteriorate to the point where they're uninhabitable, which, to be honest, isn't very fair. You could imagine just getting rid of all that vegetation here, digging all that out, clearing it all up, fresh licky paint, or even steam clean it, you know, and you have all this view. You know, you'd need to resurface all this drive, you know, but to be honest, I think it's absolutely a shame, to be honest, that nobody's willing to help it out. Such a lovely building. You see the roof's a bit crooked up there, of course, it's beveled in the middle there. But I just thought I'd come and show you this, it's just a wee thing that I pass it quite often, and I feel that it is a bit of a shame that, you know, nothing's going to happen. But it's got over there a sign saying the Crook Community Hub Project, and it's got lottery funding and a couple of sponsors, so you never know, something might be happening. Maybe they've won, I don't know much about it, I've not heard anything more about it, but this place looks like it's been cleaned up a little. There was a lot of litter and stuff around, and there was it was quite a mess, but I think people still use it for picnic stop areas, hence the reason for the benches. But look at that for a backdrop, man. Yeah, enclosed with hills, so it's not going to be as windy down here. You know, you open up your window in the morning and you look out and that's what you're looking at. You can't buy that stuff, pal. You can't buy it. You know. And these outhouses here, I mean, I don't know what the story is with them, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the original pub back in the day. You know, there's nobody around to turn around and say from 1604. I don't think there's anybody still living. You know, everybody's popped off. So the only thing you've got is scriptures and writings and things that people have written down about the place. Planning permissions. Offers now invited. What does this mean? So this is obviously a separate part maybe? Or somebody's thinking of buying it maybe? Oh, there's an old caravan there. Hey, an old Scout. Aye. Probably somebody stays in there. Wouldn't be surprised. So there we go, tubers. I just thought I'd stop and show you this old place. As I said, I've been interested in this place for some time. I'm always interested in history and old buildings, but this one just seems to capture me every single time I pass. You know, and you know, I just, you know, these places stand for all these years. I know that it's secluded with the hills and what have you, but, you know, somebody's made that way back in the day, and it's still standing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yep. They seem, of course, it's probably all lime put together with the old limos. Lime can move, you see. Moves with the times, moves with the brickwork. It's probably not got any foundations, it's probably just lying bang straight on the ground, as a lot of the older buildings back in the day always were. You know. So there's obviously something going to be happening here, because there's ladders and wood and what have you here, so maybe something's going to be taking place or going to start at some point.